Today we're going over a key OSHA requirement that's often overlooked but, frequently cited during inspections. It's about accident prevention responsibilities on the job site, what employers and employees are both expected to do to keep the workplace safe. Let's get into it. What's the big deal? OSHA expects every job site to be inspected frequently and regularly by someone competent, meaning someone who can identify hazards and has the authority to correct them. If that's not happening where you work, it's a problem. This expectation comes straight from federal safety regulations. And it doesn't just apply to major operations, it applies to every construction site, big or small. What employers must do. Let's start with employers. Here's what they're responsible for. Train workers. Employees must be trained on the hazards related to their tasks. And here's the key. If multiple workers are exposed, failing to train each one can count as a separate violation. Recognize hazards. Employers are expected to ensure that workers can spot both existing and potential hazards. That includes unsanitary or dangerous conditions, poor housekeeping, and unsafe practices. Authorize action. There must be someone on site who can take immediate corrective action. That authority has to be clearly given, not just assumed. Verify qualifications. Only those qualified by training or experience should be operating tools and equipment. Employers need to have a system in place to evaluate and document that. What workers must do. Now let's talk about the other side. You, the worker. Know your training. If you're assigned a task, you need to make sure you've been trained to do it safely. That's not just your employer's job, it's your responsibility too. Spot and fix hazards. You should be able to recognize when something's not right and either correct it or report it immediately. The goal is to prevent accidents before they happen. Use your authority. If you've been given the green light to take corrective action, do it. Don't wait, and don't assume someone else will. Be qualified. You should never operate machinery unless you're confident you're qualified to do so. Just because there's no specific rule for a certain machine doesn't mean it's okay to wing it. Here's the takeaway. OSHA uses this regulation to hold employers accountable, especially when job site inspections aren't happening or equipment operators aren't trained. Even in cases where there's no specific rule for a task or machine, this standard still applies. If a hazard is out in the open and no one does anything about it, both the employer and the employee can be held responsible. The goal here isn't punishment, it's prevention.